Hi everyone, how are you doing? I hope that you're doing fine and I hope you're okay. Today our lesson will be simple compound complex and compound complex sentences. First you would have to log in using the eplusstudent.com. So you click on your name, move on to language art, the grade 8. The chapter is simple compound complex and compound complex sentences. And the lesson is the sentence simple compound complex or compound complex. Alright, so we will start now. So first of all, we have a class. A class is a group of words that contains a subject and a verb. So a class has the subject, then the predicate, which is the verb. Okay, so that's a clause. Now we have independent clause and dependent clause. So the independent is a complete thought that can stand alone as a sentence. So when we have the independent clause, it can stand alone, it makes sense, it's a complete sentence. But then for the dependent clause, it is not a complete thought and it cannot stand alone as a sentence. So dependent cannot stand alone and independent can stand alone. The oranges on our tree are ripe. Now the clause can stand alone, it is independent. After we pick up Calvin from work, now this is dependent, it cannot stand alone because we have no idea what will happen after we pick up Calvin for work or who is picking up Calvin. Okay? So this clause cannot stand alone. So moving on, we have the simple sentence. So the simple sentence is made up of a single independent clause. Remember that the independent clause can stand alone. So the simple sentence is made up of a single independent clause. So Ben and I spent all day relaxing by the pool. So a simple independent clause. Some simple sentences have introductory phrases, but the introductory phrases is part of the predicates. In the winter, Ben usually wears his heavy coats. Ben usually wears his heavy coat in the winter. So that's if I like the simple sentence. You need to note that it's just a single independent clause that can stand alone. Okay? Now, next up, we have the compound sentence. Compound sentence is made up of two independent clauses joined by coordinating conjunction, such as and, but, or so. Now, for single sentence, it is a single independent clause, and then compound sentence, it is two independent clause joined by coordinating conjunction. So it makes it compound sentence. We saw the flash of lightning, and seconds later, we heard a rumble of thunder. So you can see that this is an independent sentence and it has a coordinating conjunction and with a comma. A complex sentence. Complex sentence is made up of independent clause and a dependent clause. Now the dependent clause in a complex sentence usually begins with a subordinating conjunction or a relative pronoun. Now a subordinating conjunction could include after, although, as, because, before, if, since, unless, until, when, and while. So, so the complex sentence has independent clause and dependent clause. We already know that independent clause can stand alone, but for the dependent clause, it cannot stand alone. So it begins with a subordinating conjunction, which we have just listed here. And sometimes it could also begin with a relative pronoun, which could include that, which, who, whom, or whose. So that's it for like the complex sentence. So you need to take notes that once you see a subordinating conjunction starting the sentence or a relative pronoun, then you know that that is a complex sentence. Okay? So we have an example. If she ever gets the chance, Terry would love to visit the Egyptian pyramid. So now, if is a subordinating conjunction and it starts the sentence, so you would know that this sentence is a complex sentence. So we also have during his trip to Italy, Tony visited Fountain which is in Rome. So during this part is like the independent clause, and we have which here, which is a relative pronoun. So this is also a complex sentence. And then we have what we call the compound complex sentence. It is made up of two or more independent clauses and one or more dependent clause. So it has two or more independent clause and one or more dependent clause. After Samantha left work, she stopped at the bank and then she went to the gym. So it has a dependent clause and then one dependent clause and then it has two independent clauses. So that's how the compound complex come. It could be two independent or two dependent, one dependent, like that. Sometimes a dependent clause in a complex or compound sentence can interrupt an independent clause. Orcas that are kept in captivity often have bent dorsal fins. Okay. All right, so we will look at some of the examples. Students are unhappy with the new dress code requirements and they will be discussing their grievances at the next school board meeting. So, which type of sentence is this? This would be what's compound because it has a connecting conjunction with the comma. If we can find an inexpensive hotel for the 4th of July weekend, we can always stay with my parents. That'll be what? Complex sentence. The platypus has venom producing glands, which are rare among mammals, but its venom is generally lethal to humans. So, what is this compound complex? Okay, so it has dependent and independent in the sentence. Alright, so we'll move on to the test. You can share your answers with me if you know them. If we can find an inexpensive hotel for the 4th of July weekend, we can always stay with my parents. So, what is the sentence here? All right, so we have what? Complex sentence. Okay. So, what type of sentence is this? Annual plants survive only one season and must be replaced each year, but perennial returns each year with new flowers and foliage. So, what kind of sentence is this? Okay, so this is a compound sentence with the conjunction and the comma here. The right hemisphere of the human brain typically controls muscle movement on the left side of the body. So, what kind of sentence is this? So this is a simple sentence. Okay. All right. So since the 1923, the United States Flag Code has provided advisory rules for displaying and handling the US flag. What kind of sentence is this? So this is also a simple sentence. Okay. The platypus has venom producing glands, which are rare among mammals, but its venom is not generally lethal to humans. So what kind of sentence is this? So if you say complex sentence, no, it is wrong. This is a compound because it has the dependent clause and then it has like two independent clauses. Okay. Bondra is a competitive horseback rider and she'll be competing the next world equestrian games which are held every 4 years. So what kind of sentence is this? So this is what compound complex. As cold weather approaches, you must protect your water pipes against freezing, or they can rupture and cause significant damage to your home. What kind of sentence is this? All right, so we have compound complex again. The vibrant trumpet-shaped blooms of the trumpet vine makes it ideal for attracting hummingbirds. What kind of sentence is this? Okay, so we have what? Simple sentence. Students are unhappy with the new dress code requirements and they will be discussing their grievances at the next school board meeting. What kind of sentence is this? Okay, so we have compound sentence. The maple leaf, which is Canada's national emblem, has been associated with the country since the 1700s. What do you think? What kind of sentence is this? So this is a complex sentence, okay? So during last night thunderstorm, a flurry of tiny hailstones danced across the roof of our house. What kind of sentence is this? Okay, so we have a complex sentence. So the weather forecast predicted several thunderstorms, but a dark, heavy thundercloud never materialized. What kind of sentence is this? Okay, so we have compound sentence. Okay, so the production of a single pound of honey requires nectar from approximately 2 million flowers. What type of sentence is this? Okay, so we have simple sentence, all right? As Jackson sat down on the rickety old chair, it abruptly collapsed beneath him. So, what kind of sentence is this? So, we have complex sentence. Since it takes approximately 1,000 years for used printer cartridge to decompose, recycling these plastic ink dispensers help the environment. So, what kind of sentence is this? So we have a complex sentence, not a simple. Russia has a variety of natural resources, including oil, natural gas, timber, iron ore, copper, and lead. So what kind of sentence is this? So this is a simple sentence. Harry took several incredible panoramic photographs of the sweeping view from the top of Table Mountain. So, what kind of sentence is this? All right, so we also have simple sentence. So that's it for our lesson on the simple compound, complex, or compound sentences. Can you tell me on the chat if you have any questions? Do you have any questions or not? All right, so since we have no questions to end here for today, please complete this lesson if you haven't done it. And we will see you again next time. Have a good night and see you all when we meet again. Bye, everyone.